I mean, these hearings today are going to be much more like the O.J. trial, the great trial at the end of the 20th century, where people took sides very quickly. It wasn't so much about the facts, it's about your perspective, your history as a human being in this country.
Welcome to this week's Wacky Moments of Liberal Expression. It's the week of the impeachment inquiry hearings, and they're going so bad for the Democrats that the media had to jump in and try to rescue them. MSNBC gathered a panel during a break in the hearings on Wednesday to lament the weak case that the Democrats presented, and they cry that people are not accepting the premise of impeachment.
We are living in a moment where we have a part of one of our major political parties that is just not accepting the premise, is just not accepting facts that are facts. At some point, when is this, and I hear what you're saying.
When is enough too much?
Maybe this endless march of impeachment the media has been on since the day after the election in 2016 is too much. Maybe let the voters just decide at the polls. Oh, and about a year from now?
Let the voters decide. And this is the argument that the voters can't decide because it won't be
Andrew,
a fair
would you
fight.
What?
The voters can't decide because it won't
Andrew,
be a
would
fair
you
fight.
Elections are not fair to the leftist media unless their candidate wins, I guess. People just aren't listening to what the media says, even when they're on hand to promote the bombshell, dramatic revelation at the hearings.
One of the most devastating new details we heard today, Margaret, was from Ambassador Taylor.
And raising new questions about the president's personal involvement.
About a phone call that someone overheard in a restaurant and told the ambassador, Bill Taylor, about what they think they overheard.
In the presence of my staff at a restaurant, Ambassador Sondland called President Trump and told him of his meetings in Kyiv. The member of my staff could hear President Trump on the phone asking Ambassador Sondland about the investigations.
Chuck, let me begin with you. Does this move the needle, acknowledging that there are more public hearings to come?
Well, I think they did today because they got an additional piece of new information. And it's new information that, frankly, makes you want to see the next episode, which is Gordon Sondland, the ambassador to EU, apparently a second phone call after the call. Here is a eyewitness account or an ear witness account of overhearing the president.
Yeah, but don't question the accuracy of all of this. Questioning things is not what the leftist media does, because these witnesses, they're unquestionable because
the Democrats brought forward these witnesses, paragons, really, of the American establishment, of the institutions and the values which have carried the country forward at home and around the world for decades. And Adam Schiff at the end spoke about the future of the presidency, that institution, and what essentially allowing this conduct to be okay, to not impeach on the basis of it, would mean for the presidency.
I love the media right now. You know, don't question your government, well, unless they're Republican. Don't question somebody's motives unless, well, they're Republican. And don't question the testimony about a conversation that someone told them that they overheard in a restaurant. Don't even question if the president could be guilty or not.
They're going to shift the attention and the question away from the guilt or innocence of the president, which is not really debatable.
Ah, yes, there it is.
Guilt or innocence of the president, which is not really debatable.
Why even cover this? It's not debatable. It's settled science. The leftist media has spoken. To question them pushing impeachment is, it's sacrilegious. Just ask them.
I find it part of my job to know what every outlet is saying and all the different perspectives. And listen, when I flipped to Fox News last night, I didn't expect them to be praising the witnesses, but I didn't expect it to be that bad. I didn't expect them to take the rhetoric from the hearing yesterday and to make it even worse. Some of the things they said were really blasphemous.
Wow, don't question things or think for yourself. That's just profane to the leftist media. And if you do, you will go to leftist media hell, which for some of us is otherwise known as the NBC News website. Remember the impeachment hearings? They're serious, folks. That's why NBC notes that Pissy Miles is there. Yeah, I couldn't make this up. Well, look, I hate to be a drag, but that's all the time we have. I'm Eric Shiner for MRC TV. Check out mrctv.org, like and share the videos, and feel free to think for yourself, even if the media finds you blasphemous.
Some of the things they said were really blasphemous.
We'll see you again with more leftist insanity next week.